have got the information, right? Can you please post the message if you have any WhatsApp group? Students are yet to join. Only 40 students have joined.
Ma'am, sorry to disturb, ma'am. I just want to ask her till what time will we be having the class today? Like till
Mostly by
5:30?
4 it will be over. Mostly by 4.
Oh,
Before 5.
okay.
4:30.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I'll wait for 5 more minutes. Otherwise, I'll start.
Ma'am, can you record the class, ma'am?
Yeah. Once I start, I will record. Okay. So let me start the session. So today's experiment is steady state response of or sinusoidal response, steady state response of series RL and RC circuit. Okay, let's take a simple circuit comprising RC in series, RL in series. Okay, two circuits we are going to simulate today, and if possible, the same procedure can be adapted for any circuit. Okay, so now here first circuit. This is a same question what we discussed in yesterday's class. Okay, so the coil has a resistance of 4 ohms and inductance of 9.55 millihenry. That is resistor of 4 ohms and inductor of approximately 10 millihenry. They are connected in series, and calculate the current with the supply voltage of 240 volt 50 hertz. Determine also the phase angle difference between the supply voltage and current. Also draw the phasor diagram. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So through the simulation, we are going to calculate the current and phase angle difference and all other required voltage and current for drawing a phasor diagram. Okay, so this is the theoretical calculation. As per the theoretical calculation, we are getting the current value of 48 amps and the phase angle difference is 37.87 degree. Okay, so here the meaning of lagging is the current flowing through the circuit lags the voltage by an angle of 36.87 degree. Current lag the voltage by an angle of 37.87 degree. I'll come to this little later. Okay, so now we'll simulate the circuit. So here, all of you, as usual, please open your LT Spice. Open your LT Spice. So we are going to draw a circuit schematic of a series RL circuit. Okay, so we need to have resistor, inductor, and AC sinusoidal source. Okay, so let's take a resistor and then an inductor. Okay, then we need a sinusoidal source as usual from library, that is select the component voltage source. Okay, so as far as the LT Spice, this particular Spice is concerned, we have only one voltage source, but this source can be configured or customized for any type of source. DC source, in AC also sinusoidal signal, or any type of input signal can be configured using this voltage source. Okay, so here before I configure everything, before I apply the values, first let me connect all the components. So series circuit.
Ma'am, what is L1, ma'am? Can you just repeat?
No. So here we are trying to simulate a series RL circuit. So resistor R and inductor L, they are connected in series. So inductor I have taken from here. Resistor R and inductor connected in series, and that's excited by the sinusoidal AC source. Okay, so this is inductor and this is a resistor, and I have taken a voltage source. Okay, and then I have connected a circuit. Then as usual, the ground or reference node is very important for any circuit. Otherwise, the Spice will not simulate the circuit. Okay, so now I have drawn the schematic for a series RL circuit. Okay, now we have to apply the values for resistor and inductor. Okay, so as per this given question, resistor value is 4 ohms and inductor value is 9.55 millihenry. Okay, so resistor value is 4 ohms. So as usual, keep your cursor here. You may get a hand symbol like this. Right click and resistor value is 4 ohms. And then similarly for the inductor, right click after you get the hand symbol. So here it is 9.55 millihenry, right? Yes, 9.55 millihenry. 9.55 millihenry small m. For millihenry small m. Default unit is Henry. Okay. So here milli m small m. Okay. Okay. Now for the voltage source, I have to apply a sinusoidal signal for this voltage source. So right click here. So now this simulation, that is to measure the current, phase angle difference, and then what else we want? We wanted to draw the phasor diagram. I need to know the values of VR and VL also. Am I right? Then only I can draw this V. Okay, in phasor diagram, I need to have VR, VL, total voltage V, and then I. Okay, so now to apply the sinusoidal signal, click on advanced. See, as usual, right click on this voltage source. So here by default this source is a DC source, but I can customize for any type of signal. So click on advanced. Okay, so now you could see you can apply a pulse signal, sinusoidal signal, exponential signal, and then this is what to say, different magnitudes and different time periods I can apply. This is pulse with linear. Okay, all these possibilities are there. So now we need to apply a sinusoidal signal. We need to apply a sinusoidal signal. Listen carefully. Now the simulation I'm going to do it two ways. One is as like in DC circuits, how did we do? Using transient analysis, I can plot the DC voltages and currents. Similarly, by applying a DC operating point analysis, I can find the voltage and current for any element across or through any element. I can find. Similarly, here also I can go for transient analysis and I can plot the voltage or current for any element. Okay, that is one method. The other method is go for AC analysis. Go for AC analysis. Okay, so I will show you both the things as usual. We know that when we go for DC operating point analysis, we will not know what is the reference current the spice is taking. So sometimes the negative sign and all will be confusion. Anyway, I'll just show you the procedure. But what I feel is the transient analysis and plotting the waveform will be a better method. But still, I wanted to show you both the methods. Okay, so here first let's see using AC analysis. So when I want to go for AC analysis, I have to apply the sinusoidal signal values, right? So one thing is here I can write the offset voltage, amplitude, frequency, all these things I can apply. Otherwise, this is applicable only when I go for the transient analysis. But now when I want to do the simulation using AC analysis, this one I need to apply. I need to apply what is the amplitude and phasor. What is the amplitude and the phasor? So as per the given question, if you look at this given question, so they have given, they calculate the current from source 240 volt 50 hertz. They haven't specified about the phasor value. So let us assume the phasor value is 0. That is, it's starting from the voltage waveform starts from 0. It is similar to a reference waveform. Okay. So here 240 volt 50 hertz. Advanced. Let me repeat. So select the sinusoidal signal. Now when I want to simulate using transient analysis, I need to substitute because I need to apply the values over here. When I want to simulate using AC analysis, just write the values over here. Okay. So amplitude is 240 volt and phase is 0. Phase is 0. Okay. Now here. Okay. So now here frequency 50 hertz. This is 50 hertz and amplitude is 240 volt. Amplitude is 240 volt. Click on OK. So let us write the values here. Okay. So now we are going to do the simulation using AC analysis. That's all. This is similar to how we simulate in your how we simulated the DC circuit. Same procedure here. Okay. Now simulate. Edit simulation command. So as I mentioned already, I can simulate using transient analysis or AC analysis. Now I said I'll show you using AC analysis. Okay. So type of sweep is linear. And the number of points, I just randomly give 100 points. And I don't want to, actually generally we prefer this AC analysis to plot the frequency response curve. Okay. But now I wanted to see the values. So I don't want to change the frequency. My start frequency is also 50, stop frequency is also. Click on OK. My simulation command. Now run the simulation. Here I am getting, as usual, how we got the values for now, how we get the values for DC operating point analysis. No, the same way we are getting here. Okay, so this is 240 V of node 1. This is node 1. Okay, or if you want to have, let us label the net voltage source. No, labeled as V1. This is labeled as V1. So obviously this will also be V1.
Ma'am, how did you do this V1? Please, can you show this again?
Same procedure. Next to ground. Next to ground,
Achha.
we have something called label net. No, so just click on that. Add V1. Now I'm going to add one more label for this node. For this node, see, this is V2. So now, can anyone tell me what is V1? V1 is the source voltage because it's connected at this voltage, at this node. Okay, and what is V2? V2 is the voltage across the inductor because V2 is nothing but voltage at this node with respect to ground. Always voltage is between two terminals, right? So the second terminal generally is considered as a ground node. Okay, so now V2 is the voltage at this node with respect to ground. V1 is the source voltage. V2 is the inductor voltage. Now, when I do the simulation, I will be getting the values for V1 and V2. When I want to know the resistor voltage drop across the resistor, then I can just calculate because this is V1. Both are same node, no? So this is V1 and this is V2. So V1 minus V2 will give us the voltage drop across the resistor. That way I can do. Okay. Now let me run the simulation. See here, V of V1, voltage drop across V1. So it's giving 240. That's what is the applied voltage, right? And phase R is 0 degree. And then V of V2. V of V2. What is V2? V2 is this inductor voltage. So V of V2 is the inductor voltage. So inductor voltage magnitude is 143.9 and phase R is 53.1. Okay, and then current. All the three currents will be same, right? Because it's a series circuit. So all the currents applied by the source, current flowing through the resistor, current flowing through the inductor. Magnitude, if you look at, all are same values, but the phase R, there is a difference. This is as usual. As usual, we do not know what is the reference current direction the SPICE is considering. Okay, so see, these two currents are downwards. These two currents are downwards. Whereas here also the current is taken downwards direction, but the original current is in the opposite direction. That's why for V1 we are getting a different phase angle. For V1 we are getting a different phase angle. That is, your direction is opposite to that of the original current direction. Direction assumed by the SPICE is opposite to that of the original current. Okay. So now how do I justify that? So opposite means your phase R will be minus 180 degree, right? So minus 36 minus 180 degree is nothing but 216 roughly. So minus 216 is nothing but plus 143. Minus 216. Anti-clockwise direction is for positive angle. Clockwise direction is for the negative angle. So minus 216 is similar to is equal to plus 143. Okay, that way I can justify how is this 143. Okay, simulation SPICE takes the downward direction, but the original current is upward direction. Okay, that's the reason we are getting a different phase angle. Otherwise, actual value is only 36. Actual value is only 36. Okay, so here, these are all the values. That is why normally I prefer to go for transient analysis, even for DC circuit. Okay, because generally when we go for DC operating point analysis, give the value like this, but we may not be sure about the current direction. We may get a confusion. So better let us go for the transient analysis. Okay, that's all. So this is using AC analysis. Any doubt in this? Maybe I'll give some 5 to 10 minutes of time. All of you can simulate this and verify your answer.
Miss, how did you get to put that sign value and all, and that one tab which came for you? It's not coming.
Which tab, ma? Run
Where
now.
do we get that?
This one,
Miss, one.
AC analysis. This window only. Are you asking about this window?
No, ma'am. I was asking where do we get that sign value,
Which sign value?
sign function?
Ma'am,
we
they
have to
are
put in?
asking about the
Oh,
voltage
sign
value.
function. Okay, okay. So voltage source, as usual, voltage source, right click. Okay. So there generally you may have an option. Okay. So I connected a voltage source. Okay. Now right click. See, generally it's a DC source. Okay. When I want to go for a different type of voltage source, click on advanced. So here choose sign. Choose sign. Okay, and then since I go for AC analysis, I need to write the amplitude to 40 and my phase value is 0. Okay, and then frequency I can mention here 50 Hertz. Okay, click on OK. Click on OK. Now I can run. They're getting it.
And ma'am, please can you show the ones for AC analysis? Where in
This
that
one?
run for AC analysis, that
for run,
dot AC
okay. Simulate,
run for.
edit simulation command. Just choose AC analysis.
Okay.
And here type of sweep is linear, number of points just some random value 100. And the important thing is I want to do the simulation only for 50 Hertz. So I don't want to vary the frequency. So my start frequency is also 50, stop frequency is also 50.
Ma'am, can you close the simulation window for 1 second?
Okay.
I wanted to look at the diagram. Yes, ma'am.
This diagram you want to have, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Minutes, if you can verify, then we will proceed the same thing with transient analysis.
Ma'am, I'm not able to get the AC analysis thing on Mac.
What are the types of analysis appearing there in Mac?
I don't know where is that window, that type of analysis thing.
No, normally
Yes,
for
ma'am.
DC
Actually, I
circuits
also wrote that same command like this, which I've written in on your screen. .ac lin 100 50 50, but the output
yeah,
is not
using
coming.
SPICE directive, I think he's doing it. Here I have an option to edit text on schematic. Edit text on schematic.
Yes, ma'am. I did
Choose
using
SPICE directive and directly give this command .ac linear 100.
I use the same thing, but it's not coming. The answer is not coming when I view it.
It's not coming. Okay.
No.
No,
What is
ma'am.
that coming for you? What is it you are getting? Can you raise your hand? Let me check your screen. I do not know about this Mac, but anyways, let me just do it. Yes, sorry. Yes, Aryan, I made you as presenter. You share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. 1 second. Ma'am, can you see my screen?
1 minute, it's coming. Yeah, now I can see. See screen.
So,
Okay.
when I use the SPICE directive to write it. So,
yeah. Okay. Now run your.
yeah. Okay, it says trouble opening.
So you're getting some error, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. This error.
What is that error? Can you read the error?
It says trouble opening the file.
Trouble opening the page. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, show me your schematic.
1 second, ma'am. It got. Yeah. This trouble opening file. This error.
Okay, okay, Aryan, we will do, you do with the transient analysis. Let's see what is happening for you. For transient, let's verify this using transient analysis. Because the command is correct, schematic is also correct. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Uh,
Ma'am, just I'll show ma'am once what problem I'm facing. Just can you make
Okay.
the
Rhythm.
I'll stop sharing.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Rhythm, share yours. This is also Mac OS, huh? Yes, Rhythm.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Ma'am, see, actually, ma'am, I'm getting this, ma'am. The values that you showed after running, ma'am, this it's not coming.
This is also Mac, huh? Or Windows?
Ma'am, Mac only, ma'am.
Mac
This
only.
is same issue, ma'am.
But you are getting a. He's having a trouble in seeing this window, but you are getting a window. But what is the value?
Same window. I got the same window as Rhythm.
Okay. Oh, he also has got the same thing.
Ma'am, but the command is not running, the AC command.
That's what, that command is not running. The inductor value is very high, no? Can you change the value? 9.55 Henry given, but that should not disturb the simulation. But anyways, can you just change the value? It's 9.55 millihenry, no? That should not be the disturbance, but anyways, let us check.
Ma'am, I'll put 9.55 M.
Yes, small m.
No, it's still the same.
Still the same. That's what the value should not be the disturbance. I do not know why. Maybe just remove that sign. Just give AC240 0.
Ma'am, yeah, just a second, ma'am. Ma'am, like this.
What happened now?
I'm running it, just a second. No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Not sure about this Mac one. Okay, let us check with transient analysis. Same simulation only we are going to do with transient analysis. No? Let us see whether
okay.
So I think those who are having a Mac, I think this problem is there. AC analysis simulation. There is a trouble in viewing the result. Let's do the same thing with the transient analysis. Now here, the same thing. So as per the given question, you are asked to calculate the current flowing through the circuit and phase angle difference between the voltage and current, and you are asked to draw the phasor diagram also. All these values we got through the AC analysis itself. But AC analysis, the reference, because of the reference direction, you may have a magnitude problem. You may have a problem with the sign. Okay. So now using transient analysis, let us verify that. Now here to do the transient analysis as usual. So now here the first thing is you should not apply this AC amplitude and AC phase. Okay. You apply offset voltage is 0, amplitude is 240 volt. Okay, so let's give offset voltage 0, amplitude 240 and frequency 50 Hz for the sinusoidal signal. And then now simulation command. So instead of AC analysis, we are going to simulate it using transient analysis. Now the frequency is 50 Hz. What is the time period corresponding to 50 Hz? It's 20 milliseconds. The cycle is 20 milliseconds. So I run the simulation for 100 milliseconds so that I could see 5 cycles. Okay, let me repeat. So the frequency is 50 Hz. So the corresponding time period is 20 milliseconds. 1 by 50 is 20 milliseconds. So what does it mean? One cycle time period is 20 milliseconds. So I run the simulation. Stop time I give us 100 milliseconds so that the simulation will run up to 100 milliseconds. Okay, so one cycle 20 milliseconds. So I could see 100 milliseconds, that is 5 cycles. Okay, click on OK. So now I'm going to run the simulation using transient analysis. Okay, so run simulation. So now, what are the things I would like to see? This is my total voltage. This is my applied voltage. Okay, and then this is a series circuit. So current through resistor. Okay, and then current through the inductor is same. Okay, but the current through the source, I will not be getting the same, same magnitude, because as you see, my original current is clockwise direction. Okay, it's going upward direction. But the spice, you could see the arrow direction, no, it's in the downward direction. So it will be in the opposite. So the current flowing through the source will be opposite to that of the current flowing through the resistor and inductor. That is the reason in AC analysis also we got a different polarity. Magnitude, it was showing a negative value, and phase angle also we got the different value. Okay, so now let us not plot it because it's going to be the same. Let's not plot it, it's going to be the same. Okay, so now I got the voltage, I got the current. Okay, so now what do? I wanted to measure the, what is the question? You are asked to calculate the current and you are asked to calculate the phase angle difference between the voltage and current. Okay, so now how do I find the phase angle difference? So from this, I can find the current value. Current value, if I place my cursor here, or otherwise I of R1 and I of L1 are same only, no? You are getting a hand symbol, right? Just click. So you are getting a cursor, right? You are getting a trace, right? Both the horizontal and vertical. Now for V of V1 also do the same step. See, now I got two cursors. Okay, so now what do? So this is cursor 1 and this is cursor 2. Okay, cursor 1 and cursor 2. So what do? We all know that the phasor difference between the voltage and current. So what do? I place this at the zero crossing point. Black color waveform corresponds to V of V1, voltage. Black color waveform corresponds to the voltage. So I keep the cursor at the zero crossing point. Okay, zero crossing point. Same way, I take the cursor to, okay, red color is the current waveform. I place the cursor at the zero crossing point. At the zero crossing point. Okay, now I could see the window with cursor 1 and cursor 2. See, cursor 1 horizontal, this crossing point shows the crossing point. So it's at 19.9 milliseconds and the corresponding voltage is minus 1.14 volts. Okay, similarly, cursor 2. Okay, similarly, cursor 2. Okay, and then difference, cursor 2 minus cursor 1. Okay, what is this? The time difference between the voltage and current. I could measure the time difference between the voltage and current at the zero crossing point. Okay, that is when the voltage crosses 0. Find the time. Also find the time when the current crosses 0. Now the time difference between these two, I'm getting here, the value is 2.1077 milliseconds. 2.1077 milliseconds. Okay, so now see, I know that the phase angle difference normally we try to represent with phi. Okay, but now my x-axis is omega t. Okay, so now I got the small t time difference as 2.1. I got the time value, time difference as 2.1 milliseconds. 2.1 milliseconds. Okay, so now substitute this. Omega is nothing but 2 pi f. So 2 pi f into 2.1 milliseconds. So when I substitute 2.1 milliseconds, I'll be getting some value. Okay, I'll be getting some value in terms of radians. Okay, so maybe your calculator. Okay, so now 2 pi 3.14. F is 50 hertz and your time period we are getting as 2.1 milliseconds. Okay, so this much radians, 0.6594 radians. So now when I want to know the phase difference in degrees, then I can convert it by multiplying, because what is the meaning? That is pi. Pi is nothing but 1 complete cycle. Pi is nothing but 1 complete cycle. Sorry, pi corresponds to 180 degree. Okay, so for pi radians this much. So for 180 degree, how much it is? Okay, so just by using this conversion, I can calculate the phase difference in angles divided by 3.1. Now I have my phase angle difference in degrees, that is 37.8 degree. Okay, so 37.8 degree. This way I can calculate the phasor difference. Okay, so I got this waveform. See, I have drawn the schematic of this RL series circuit. Now I'm going for a transient analysis. So sinusoidal signal with 240 volt, 50 hertz. Okay, and then just I go for a simulation. I plotted the current voltage. I plotted the current and voltage. So now I mark the cursor at the zero crossing point for a voltage waveform. Same way cursor 2 I marked at zero crossing point of current. Now the time difference between these two I calculated. From this window itself I am able to calculate the time difference as 2.1 milliseconds. So now I have converted that time t in phase angle in degrees. So I got it as, how much we got? We got it as 37.8 degree. So let us verify with the theoretical value. So theoretically 36.87. Theoretically 36.87. So why this difference? Because in this, when we are placing the cursor, no, that's very important. Maybe this is giving an approximate value. Okay, so we are getting 37.8 degree. And what is the magnitude we are getting? Red color one. Magnitude what we are getting? You know, when you click here at the bottom, we are getting the value, right? So X is 87 milliseconds, Y is 240 volt, 48.03 amps. So the current is 48.03. 48 amps, and phasor difference is 36.87 degree in theoretical calculation. In practical, in simulation, we are getting 37.8 degree, and the current is how much we got? It's okay. So it is 48 amps. It's 48.2 amps. Okay, now to draw the phasor diagram, because in phasor diagram I have to have what are all the things I should have in my phasor diagram. So in phasor diagram, so since it's a series circuit, I'll have my I. So for the series circuit, I, IR, IL, everything is same. Okay, and then I have my VL, because your VR is in phase. Voltage through the resistor is in phase with the current, total current, and the voltage through the inductor is 90 degree ahead or leading when compared to the voltage. Sorry, when compared to the current. Now, by adding these two, adding these two, vector addition, I will be getting the total voltage, and this will be my phase angle difference, 30 degree. Okay, so here I have to mark the values of VR and VL. I have to mark the values for VR and VL. Already it's calculated, and phi is also calculated. Now to know the value of VR and VL, the value of VR and VL. So how do I do? See here, I have to plot VL. VL is when I keep my probe here, it's nothing but voltage at this node. That is voltage, inductor voltage. Voltage at this node with respect to ground is an inductor voltage. Now the resistor voltage is voltage between these two nodes. So you remember, right? Just place your cursor and drag and place it on the other side and leave it. V of V1 comma V2. V of V1 comma V2. So this is my resistor voltage and inductor voltage. What happened? Let me plot again. Now run. So this is my total voltage, and this is my inductor voltage. This is my resistor voltage. Okay. So V of V1 is the source voltage or total voltage, and V of V2 is the voltage at this node. That is the inductor voltage. V of V1 comma V2, voltage at V1 with respect to V2. That is nothing but the resistor voltage. And then when I want a current, that's all. Everything is here. Now maybe I can plot everything in different way. I and V to find the phase difference, and these two are used to find the values of VR and VL. Okay. So blue color one is for inductor, that is inductor voltage, and red color one is the resistor voltage. Okay. Blue color one, if you place the cursor, it says that the voltage is 145.1 volt. 145.1 volt. Now obviously this V of V1, the phase difference will be 0 only. Phase difference with respect to the total voltage. If you want, you can cross check. This is V of V1, and then V of V2. I'm getting this V of V2. Okay, so you can note down everything, and you can draw the you can mention the values in the phasor diagram. Mention the values in the phasor diagram. All of you try to simulate, then we will move on to RC circuit. All of you try to simulate, then we will move on to the next. Those are using Mac, please let me know whether you are able to see the waveforms. Using this transient analysis, are you able to see the waveform?
Yes, ma'am, this is visible.
Okay, this is working. AC analysis only problem. Okay, later on you can just Google and find out. And let me also know how you resolve. Resistor voltage and resistance. All of you, please note down how to measure the phase and difference. Okay, you may forget the procedure. Write it, and when you're preparing your observation, this procedure you need to write. Is it over? Anybody is having any difficulty? So now, shall we move on to the next circuit, series RC circuit? Oh, this is my second circuit. This is the second circuit. So here this is a series RC circuit. So a resistor of 25 ohms is connected in series with a capacitor of 45 microfarad. Calculate the current for 240 volt 50 volt supply. Also the phase angle difference between supply voltage and current. Okay. So now you have to just, instead of the series RC or RL circuit, we are going to simulate a series RC circuit. Just remove this capacitor. Just remove this inductor or replace the inductor with the capacitor. Replace this inductor with the capacitor. Just connect the capacitor. Okay. Let's do with 150. Let's do with 150, 60 hertz. Please This 230 50 hertz is Indian single phase value. In US 120 60. The capacitor value. What is the capacitor value? Yes, 45 microfarad. The capacitor value is 45 microfarad. Micro U. The default unit is farad F. So micro milli small m micro U. Okay. So 45 U. 45. So for 60 hertz, probably it is less than 20 milliseconds. 20 milliseconds. Anyways, we are running for 100 milliseconds. No problem. This we can run the simulation. Voltage 240 volt, sorry, 150 volt, 120 volt, then a current. Then this should be same as your Kriya part. Both should be same. Okay. So now, can anyone tell me the phase angle difference? Some angle leading or lagging? How do you mention the value? So normally this leading or lagging is current with respect to voltage. Whether the current leads the voltage or current lags the voltage. When I say 36.8 degree leading or 36.8 degree lagging, the inferences, when I say leading, the current leads the voltage. When we say lagging, the current lags the voltage. So here from this graph, it's obvious that your current leads the voltage. So the phasor difference, angle, and then it's mandatory to mention whether which is leading. It's mandatory to mention leading or lagging. Okay. So how do I measure the phasor difference? How do I measure the phasor difference? As usual, I choose two cursor. This is my zero crossing of a current, zero crossing of a voltage, zero crossing of the voltage, that's why it's very difficult to place exactly at zero crossing. That's why the saying approximate the exact value. Okay. Somehow I'm able to keep it. Okay. So this is cursor 1, which corresponds to red color. Red color is a current zero crossing, and this is cursor 1. This is cursor 2. Cursor 2 is for the black color waveform, which is the voltage waveform, zero crossing point of the voltage waveform. So cursor 1 minus cursor 2, or whatever, cursor 2 minus cursor 1, whatever. Okay, so 3.99 milliseconds. And you can calculate the corresponding phase angle difference in degrees. This time difference between the voltage and current. So from this you can calculate the phase difference in degrees. Time difference should be converted to a phasor difference in degrees. Can anyone calculate and let me know the value? What is the phasor difference in degrees? Anybody? So here it is 3.99. If I round it to 4 milliseconds, if I round it off to 4 milliseconds, so 4 milliseconds multiplied by 2 pi f. F is 60 hertz here. Okay, so now this is my phase angle in radians. To convert it into degree, 180 by pi. The value is 86.4 degree. The phase angle is 86.4 degree. Okay, so now to draw the phasor diagram, VR and VC value. To draw the phasor diagram, I need VR and VC value. So you can just plot the waveforms for the voltage through the resistor and voltage through the capacitor. This is my total voltage. This is my capacitor voltage. Okay, and then what is this? This is the capacitor voltage. And the red color one is red color one is the resistor voltage, and blue color one is the capacitor voltage. Blue color one is the capacitor voltage. Then this is the current. This is the so from this you can take the values and you can draw the phasor. Okay. Finally, all of you just draw it. I will ask you the values. Take the values of. So for RLC series circuit, or if you note down the value and simulate it, I'll check randomly for someone. So for RLC series circuit, you have to do the same thing for RLC series circuit. You have to find out the total current and phasor difference between the applied voltage and current. Series RLC circuit. Excited by the sinusoidal source with the supply voltage of 100 volt 50 hertz. The supply voltage of 100 volt 50 hertz. Then R value is 10 ohms. Inductor value is 1 millihenry. V1, V2, and V2. V2 is the indirect load.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So for all these three circuits, you have to have the theoretical calculation and the simulated waveforms. Okay, and then as usual, you have to have a tabular column comparing the theoretical values, theoretical current and simulated current, theoretical phasor difference and simulation phasor difference, and then draw the phasor diagram for all the three circuits. Draw the phasor diagram like this. Like this, you have to draw the phasor diagram indicating the values of VR and VL, VI, and phi. These should be. Simultaneously, you have to have a screenshot of this waveforms also. Screenshot of this. The AC analysis will be helpful just to cross check whether you are getting the same phasor difference. When I see it together, it's looking like there is a phase difference, but now it's exactly in phase. Voltage through the resistor and current, voltage across the resistor and current going through the resistor. Both are in. All of you try for series RLC. Try for series RLC. Hundred volt, 50 hertz, 10 ohms, 1 millihenry, 1 microfarad. Harsh, Mayu, Harsh, Harshmeta, Harshmeta, you are not audible. You are unmuted, but still your voice is not audible. Aniket, Aniket Sinha. Am I audible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're on.
I'm audible, no? But still the Aniket, he didn't respond, and Harsh also didn't respond. Okay, Mohammed Abdur.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Mohammed. Are you done with the simulation for
I'm doing it,
RNC?
ma'am.
You're
Doing
doing it? Okay. Okay. Abdur, you are going to tell me the value of the current.
Okay, ma'am.
The voltage is 100 M and 50 hertz, sorry, 150 hertz. You tell me the value of the current.
Okay.
Pranav Srivastava. Pranav Srivastava. See, those who are not responding, maybe I may not give the attendance. Just log in and sit quietly for 1 hour and then go off or what? Huh? B Pranav. B Pranav.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Pranav. Are you done? Is it over? Is
No,
it
ma'am.
over? You're
No, ma'am,
doing
I'm
it?
doing.
Okay, so V Pranav is going to tell me the phase angle difference between the voltage and current. Mohammed is going to tell me the current value, and Pranav is going to tell me the phase difference, so that we all can verify the values. Whether all of you are getting the same value. Maybe the phase difference you can tell me in terms of time difference, and we can calculate using that formula. Maybe 3:30. 3:30 itself is very long duration. I'm giving you 10 more minutes. Okay, so do it quickly and let me know the value. Mohammed and Pranav, is it over?
No, ma'am.
Still doing? Anyone can share your screen? Mohammed, I'll make you as presenter. Share your screen.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
I made you as presenter. Share your screen. I will help you.
1 second, miss. So does
Yeah.
no, it still says only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
No, I made you as presenter, no?
1 second.
1 minute. I think now you will be able to. Yes, no.
1 second. Miss. Able to see, miss?
Yes.
Able to see, miss?
Yes, I could see. But your LT spy screen is not visible. Yeah, now it's visible.
1 second. Now?
Now it's fine. Go to your schematic.
1 second, miss.
This is series RC. Yeah, fine. Show me the schematic once. So 10
Yes, miss.
nodes, 1 millihenry, 1 microfarad, 100 hertz, running for 100 milliseconds. Yeah, go to your simulation waveform or run from the beginning.
Can I go there, miss? Yeah.
Anyways, anything is fine.
Yeah.
So now you just combine your. Okay, now from this, what is your current value? IFR1. What is the magnitude current? Just place your cursor at the peak point, maximum point. Just click on there. At the bottom, you will be able to see X and Y values. Can you see?
No, 1 second.
Just close this pop-up window. Close that window.
1 second. Yeah.
Now closed it, right? At the bottom, you're able to see, no? So just keep your cursor at the maximum point in your current waveform. Keep it in the maximum point. Yeah. Now what is the value? 31.30. Yeah. What is the value? 30.6 milliamps. Just click there. Click there. Click
Yes,
there.
miss. 30.86.
30.86.
86.
All of you are getting this value, 30.86 milliamps or amps? Milliamps. All of you are getting this value? Anybody? Can anyone respond? Are you getting same value or any other different value?
Ma'am, mine is around 32.
What is that you're getting, ma? Shreya, how much is your value? Somebody responded, no? What is the value you are getting?
31.67 million.
31.18.
31 point, that's what, a small minute difference, no? That's what, from the waveform, when you place the cursor, you may have a small change. So around 30 milliamps, you are expected to get the value, right? All of you, check the theoretical value. Theoretical value is, yes, 31.4 amps, 4 milliamps, that is 0.0314 amps. Okay, so now, Mohammed, can you combine the waveforms of voltage and current? I of R1 and V, total voltage, V of V1, source voltage.
One second.
Yeah, now plot this V of V.
So I have to mark it.
I think yeah. You can close all the other waveforms. Maybe if you require, maybe screenshots you can take a little later. Just plot a fresh waveform for your current and voltage, I of R1 and V of V1. Now you run.
V of
V of V1 and I of R1. total.
Oh, it's coming there.
If you can close all the other waveforms or zoom that window. Yeah, maximize that window. Waveform. So after plotting, okay, no problem. You can plot there itself. Just maximize the window. I'll tell you how to plot it. Not this window, empty waveform, empty window, no? Without waveform.
One thing, miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now right click Homer.
Yes, miss.
Add traces. You have some. Now you choose V of V1 and I of R1.
So V of
V1 is not there. Anyways, V of node 1 only. I of
and I of R.
Okay. Click OK.
Oh.
See, you are able to see this.
Oh.
Now you just select two cursors. That is, select I of R1. Place your cursor near I of R1. Yeah, right click. That is just click.
Yeah, click.
So you are getting cursor 1. Similarly for V of node N001. You got the second cursor also. And now adjust your cursor 1 and cursor 2 for the zero crossing point. Zero crossing point. I think you have to go above, below 0. For the stage. Now you do that for the current blue color wave.
They're already 0, miss.
Zero crossing point. You have to move left, no? Cursor 1 should be moving left, right.
Count.
Right side.
Somewhere here it's coming.
No. Zero crossing point. No. So after 0, it should go towards the positive direction. That's zero crossing. Because your voltage zero crossing point is from 0, it goes towards the positive direction. So the current also should be in the same cycle. In the same cycle, you have gone before one cycle before that. Next cycle, zero crossing point. Yes, move right. Next cycle, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Coming correctly, no, may your horizontal gone down. Horizontal should be aligned with 0. Now your vertical axis can be moved here. Can be moved. Your vertical. First, your vertical should be. No. Show you. I will show you once.
Okay.
My screen is visible.
I'm sharing this.
I think you have stopped sharing. No, I will share this.
Okay.
Okay. So can everyone see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the applied voltage V of V1, and I can take any current flowing through resistor or capacitor or inductor because it's going to be same. Okay. Now this blue color waveform is the current waveform, and black color one is the voltage waveform. Okay. Just go here and just click. You're getting first cursor with vertical and horizontal. Similarly for the current also. Okay. So now what do? I just cursor 1, I move it to the zero crossing point. Any cycle, you can wait for any cycle. See, this is my cursor 1. So horizontally, it is 0. Horizontally, it's aligned with 0. Okay, that's very important. Horizontally, it's aligned with 0. Okay, so Horizontally, it's aligned with 0, but my vertical should be starting point of the waveform. Starting point. I will draw and show you. Probably if this is not very clear, probably I'll draw and show you. See, I have my one plot. Okay. This is my another curve, right? So now I'm choosing my cursor, right? I'm choosing my cursor, right? Cursor should be here. Okay, so it should be the 0. This is the 0 crossing point of the green color wave. Similarly, the red color waveform. This is the 0 crossing. Okay, now this is the time difference. Okay, so I can take it from the next cycle also. See, in my next cycle, this is the 0 crossing point. This is the 0 crossing point. Similarly, this is the 0 crossing point. Similarly, this is the 0 crossing point. Since I have drawn manually, I didn't draw perfectly. So this is the 0 crossing point. So it's crossing 0. My red color waveform starts from the origin, goes positive direction, then crosses 0, goes to the negative direction, then again reaches 0, goes to the positive direction. Okay, I'm taking when it is going in the positive direction from 0. Okay, and then same way the green color waveform in the same cycle. In the same cycle, green color waveform crossing 0 and goes to the positive side. This is my time difference. That's what I'm trying to do here. See, this is my cursor 1. For black color 1. See, this is my 0. This is my 0. Now I got it perfectly. Okay, so my vertical axis is crossing a 0 point the current, and this vertical is crossing the black color waveform. That is a voltage waveform. That is a voltage waveform. Okay, see the difference. Now I can see the difference, but the thing is, now this will give you a time difference. Okay, I should have a okay. So now this cursor 1 and cursor 2, 4.96 milliseconds. 4.96 milliseconds. Okay, from this you can find out the phasor difference. You will get some value. Now, can anyone tell me leading or lagging? So this leading or lagging refers whether the current leads the voltage or lags the voltage. So from the waveform, from this observation, can anyone tell me current leads the voltage or lags the voltage? Your blue color waveform crosses 0 before the black color waveform crosses 0. So it is leading. So current leads the voltage. So I should write the phase angle value in degrees, and I have to write leading. Okay. So for 4.96 milliseconds, you can find the angle. This is time difference, 4.96 milliseconds. To find the phase difference, degrees. Anyone can calculate and let me know the value?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I got time difference is 6.20.
6.2.
Time difference. You're getting 4.96.
Yes, ma'am. I'm also getting, ma'am. 6.97 left.
6.9. 1 minute, I'll just check. 1 millihenry, 1 microfarad, 10 ohms. Right? Okay. Let me write that once again. Calculate voltage. Okay. So 1, 0. See, this is 755.08 milliseconds. For V1, it is 20.01 milliseconds. So I should see it in the same cycle, right? This 40.03 milliseconds. Black color waveform. Okay, so 40 milliseconds, and this is 35.06 milliseconds. Probably 6 milliseconds around that value only we are getting, right?
Ma'am, but the place where you place the cursor for the blue line, that wasn't the zero crossing.
No, see your x-axis and your vertical, no. So why the difference is because the 0 volt is here, whereas 0 milliamps is here. That's why it's not, for example.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
This is 0 milliamps. I should see the right hand side vertical axis.
Ma'am, but I am getting the answer as 4.94, the difference between the two.
Okay, so theoretically, so anyways, you just tell me what is the value? What is the value? Phase angle difference in degrees. Are you getting 89.8 degree? Can you convert it in degree?
Ma'am, just a second, I'll have to calculate.
Yeah, you calculated 2 pi ft multiplied by 180 by pi. Okay, so theoretically it is coming as 89.8. case it should be like, for example, if I have two waveforms, if this is the zero crossing point, and if this is the zero crossing point, then we should see the time difference. The same cycle, this is 0 point and this is 0 point. That's how I got it in the plotted waveform. Somehow the ground point was not aligned for the previous simulation. So this is the zero crossing point and this is the zero crossing point. Now the time difference, what I am getting is 4.7 milliseconds only. Again, I am getting the same value, 4.7 milliseconds only.
Yeah, ma'am, you're right. I had previously aligned it with 0 volt, both the curves. That's why I got 6.
Okay.
Even the current I had aligned with 0 volt.
So 4.7 milliseconds multiplied by 2 by 0.14 by 50 hertz. This much radians to 180 by 5. So I'm getting 84.6 degree. Closely related to the theoretical one. Theoretically, it is 89 degree. So based on the cursor, those approximations will be there. But anyways, that's the correct value. You're supposed to get around 4.7, 4.8. Okay. So today we have simulated 3 circuits. Any doubt in that? So series RL circuit, series RC circuit, and then series RLC circuit. Okay. So you can have a common procedure. For only one circuit, you can write the detailed procedure. And then for the remaining 2 circuits, you can just, attach your final screenshots of the waveforms. Okay. So 3 circuits we have simulated. This is 2 experiments. Let us not write it as A, B and all. I wanted to do it like 2 experiments because last class we missed. So let us write it as a single experiment. So this is experiment number 4, I guess, or 5. Okay, whatever it is. Experiment number 4. So steady state, sinusoidal steady state response of sinusoidal steady state response. So you just write the heading, and then in the objective to study the steady state response of the following circuits. First circuit is RL circuit, the second circuit is RC circuit, the third one is series RLC circuit. And then circuit diagram, you have to draw all the 3 diagrams, and then in procedure, you have to write the step-by-step procedure only for one circuit. For the remaining 2 circuits, you can just attach the waveforms and the schematic. Then finally, either in a single tabular column or in 3 different tabular columns, I have to have the theoretical current, theoretical phase difference, the corresponding simulated values for the current and the phase difference. And then that should be the phasor diagram, 3 phasor diagrams for RL, RC and RLC. Okay, the phasor diagram can be with respect to the simulation values. Okay, so any doubt in this? I will create the assignment, and maybe since it's lengthy, I'll give you some more time, probably till next Thursday is the lab, not till Friday. Till next Friday, I'll give time. I'll give the deadline as Friday. So all of you try to finish it and upload. Any doubt in this?
Yeah, ma'am, one small doubt. in LT spice, the current through the voltage was out of phase with respect to the other elements. But in reality, is it the same case, or is the current in phase with all the other circuit
Which current
elements?
you're asking?
Current through voltage source.
That's what, as per the theory, see, as per the theory, this is series RLC circuit. So my current, the total current, this current and voltage, if you see, voltage through the resistor, voltage across the resistor will be in phase. But voltage across the capacitor will be 90° lagging. Voltage across the inductor will be 90° leading. But total voltage will be, we find the value, voltage difference between the current and voltage. That value only we will get. One of the voltage will be, that is, except this voltage across the resistor, remaining voltages will not be in phase with the current. They all will be out of phase with respect to the current. As per the theory also. As per the theory also, voltage across the resistor. For example, I have my current now, so let me remove the voltage. So I have my current. Now I plot the resistor voltage. Resistor voltage. This is my capacitor voltage. This is my inductor voltage. Okay, see here, my I of R1. This is an inductor voltage. I think inductor voltage is very minimum. Inductor voltage is very minimum. It's closer to 0. Okay. So now if you see my resistor, now V1, V2. See, if you see I of R1 is blue color one and B of V1, V2 is the resistor voltage. Both of them are in phase. Both of them are in phase. See, both of them are in phase. And then I of R1 is the total current and V of node 1, probably that is the inductor current. That's the inductor current. That is 90° ahead. See, 0 of blue starts here. 0 of this dark blue starts here. So it is 90° ahead. So that way we are getting same like your theoretical concept. Is this clear?
Yeah, but I was asking about I of V1, not V. When I was
I
saying
of V1.
yeah.
I of V1, the reason why we are getting I of V1 different is because your reference current is this direction. You can see the direction of the current. The original current is in the opposite direction. The original current is in the opposite direction, but the current plotted by the spice is in the downward direction. The original current and the simulated current is in the opposite direction. So opposite direction is, as far as the magnitude is concerned, if it is opposite, negative sign. As far as the phasor is concerned, if they are opposite, how much will be the phasor difference? 180°.
No,
Instead
but
of
for
positive axis, it will be in the negative axis. You will be having 180° phase difference. So if the actual current is 45, in my simulation, I will be getting 45 minus 180, that is 135. Minus 135 it will show in the simulation. That's the reason I of V1 is not aligned with I of R1. Maybe if you try to plot I of V1 multiplied by -1, you try that. Yeah, V1 I have plotted now. Now, I of V1. Now this is which color? Red color. So now it's aligned with your I of R1. Now it's aligned with your I of R1. The I of R1 and I of V1. Same. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. This is only true for LT spice, right? Not theoretically.
Not theoretically. LT spice also, spice is taking its own direction, its own reference and its own direction. That is why we are having this confusion. We cannot change the direction. See, always when I place here, it's taking this direction only. I'm not able to change it. That is the reason this confusion is. That's the reason I'm asking you to plot using transient analysis so that I will get to know what is the direction spice is taking. I will have a clarity why it is coming reverse. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Larry, you have your own interpretation. Okay, so with this, today's experiment is over. So this experiment, I'll give Friday as deadline. The title of the experiment is sinusoidal steady state response of sinusoidal steady state response. You just give the broad title, and inside the objective you write to study the steady state response of sinusoid following AC circuits. First circuit is series RL, second is series RC, third is series RLC. Okay, so include everything and upload. Any doubt in this, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll wind up the lab session. 1 minute and just note on your attendance.
We will just do the transient analysis, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you do the transient analysis. AC analysis, we are having small confusion because of the phase angle. So you do the transient analysis. That will be better. You plot, take the screenshots of the waveforms.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Now
can you
I
please
called
upload the
3
document?
people randomly, who didn't respond. Are they available now? Stop recording. Stop share. So Mohammed responded and Pranav didn't tell me the answer. What happened?